my channel. This is the third or fourth time of trying to record this. I'm getting a bit flustered. I had written some notes down this time around to try and help jog my memory, and I'm not sure whether they're helping or hindering me. I tend to speak in a flow of consciousness, which can mean I waffle on forever sometimes, but it feels more natural to me. So I'm just going to try and wing it again like I did the last time, and maybe use my notes to just jog my memory if I need them. So hi, hello, how are you? Welcome back if you are returning, and if you're new here, it's lovely to have you. My name is Holly, I'm 36, my pronouns are she and her, and I live in Essex with my husband Jason and our Bengal cat Boo, who did make an appearance last time. He is not in the room with me this time. It's very, very hot here, and he is currently being very dramatic and fanning himself, or being fanned I should say, in the bedroom, where it's a lot cooler than it is in here. So I do potentially, if I can work it out, I have some photos I can share of him though for those who would like to see him, and we have taught him how to sit and do paw. So if I can add a video of that, I'm so chuffed with myself for doing it. I will share it because he's adorable, if I do say so myself. Paw. Good boy. Paw. You clever boy. So it's been about a month since my last upload, and I am blown away by the amount of people who watched, commented, engaged, came over to say hello on Instagram, who reached out with sort of words of encouragement and support, people who could empathise with some of the stuff that I spoke about. And I was blown away and overwhelmed in the best way possible. It was incredible. Like, I genuinely thought that my brother, my husband and my best friend Claire would watch it, and that would be and even then I thought there'd be like sympathy watches. But yeah, I can't thank you all enough. I do not expect that kind of engagement again, but I was so ever so thankful for it. I honestly can't put it into words. It was an incredible feeling. I felt incredibly welcomed into the community, and I'm still nervous. I think that's always going to be me, but I definitely felt excited to get back and do a video. So yeah, it's been either just under a month or just over a month. I had hoped to have been back sooner, but my health has taken a bit of a, and I just haven't been able to, haven't felt up to it. Which it is what it is. Everybody has those months. But yeah, I thought I wanted to try and get a video up before the end of May. Today is the 29th or the 30th. I'm not too sure. So it might be up the end of May. It might be up the beginning of June. I don't know. But I'm hoping it will be up in the next couple of days. So yeah, like I said, my health has been a bit rough the last month. There's been lots of hospital appointments. I've had a bit of a wobbly time with my mental health, and sort of OCD has been really, really bad recently with intrusive thoughts. I haven't been sleeping and that kind of stuff. And yeah, I kind of got into this cycle of doom scrolling again because I physically wasn't up to cross stitching. So in my last video, I shared that I have sort of ADHD and complex post-traumatic stress, OCD, that kind of thing, and that cross-stitch has been massive in helping me regulate some of my mental health. And when your physical kind of health impacts that, it can be really, really rubbish. So doom scrolling has been rife, which has not been fun at all. I did try and switch that into watching YouTube and then being enabled, because being enabled is lovely. But yeah, it didn't always work like that. But the stitching I have done, I am super, super proud of. and I have some FFOs to share with you today. Two of them, I've got 3 FFOs technically. 2 of them I'm unsure if they are like in their last everlasting form. One of them I'm pretty certain I will get a different frame for it. The other one I might alter the frame, like add some gemstones and some, I just heard boo, some gemstones and some beads and that kind of thing. Yeah, I'm still going to share them. And one of them, the last one I should say, is in its final form. I am so ridiculously proud of it. I'm so excited to share it with you guys for so many different reasons, which I'll get into. But one of them is actually to do with my mental health. So like I said, with OCD and complex post-traumatic stress, everybody's different. I do want to sort of preface that and say that. But for me, one of the big things that I have is a lack of being able to look to the future sometimes in a positive way. I don't plan a lot of things because I am scared that something bad is going to happen. And this links to generally a pattern of when good things were happening in my life, something catastrophic would happen after it. And it is just a coincidence, but our brains are funny things and they like to try and make sense of stuff. And my brain was just like, I've noticed a pattern and doing good equals super, super bad. So let's not do any good anymore. Let's not plan. And that has taken over my life quite substantially for the last 10 years. It's been really bad, 9 years. And I'm only just starting to really be able to push against some of those really deep set thoughts, which are, you know, they're protective. They're there to protect you, but they do the opposite sometimes. So I've been working really hard on that. And the piece, which I'll show you in a second, it's massive that I've been able to do it, complete it and share it before the date that it is technically for. So massive. I'm really proud of myself, very emotional over it, and I'm really excited to share it with you guys. So that's enough waffle from me. I will say, I should have said this probably 7 minutes ago, grab a drink, make sure you're hydrated, especially if it's hot where you are. I feel like a grain of rice in a bag of boiling the bag. Like, honestly, I'm just, it's horrible, humid yuckiness, and that's why I'm a bit short of breath. So do forgive me, but we'll crack on and we shall persist. So the first finish, and this is the one that I can't take the glass out of it, I'm really sorry, is Mythical Tales by Caterpillar Cross Stitch. I've put it in here because I have basically worked out that with me, out of sight is out of mind. And I completely forgot that I'd done this until I pulled it out in my very first Flosstube video, and it sat there for a year. Somebody asked me in the comments of my last video what I was using around most of my Ada. It was masking tape. That changed to be washi tape, but I have learnt the hard way with masking tape. Don't do it. And if you do it, take it off as soon as you finished. Excuse me. I left masking tape on this for a year and it is a gummy mess, and I'm going to figure out how to get it off, but for now they're in the frame. You can't see it the way that I've put it in the frame, but I am thinking of altering this a little bit and making it a bit more girly pop. I don't know, but I do like it. I like it how it is, and I'd rather it be on display than tucked away and me forgetting about it. So yeah, so this is the first one. I'm really glad to finally have it framed. The second one I spoke to you about in my last video, and I was stitching it for my 2-year anniversary of being sober, and I have taken it out of the glass because it just wasn't giving it any justice whatsoever. It's the same frame, so silver, but I don't know what this is called, mount board maybe, this stuff. It was white, I painted it black with acrylic, so this is what it will look like with a silver frame around it. So yeah, this is One Day at a Time, I hope you could see that, by the Witchy Stitcher, and I stitched it on 32 count black Murano by Zweigart. And I don't know what possessed me, honestly. Oh, it was a nightmare sometimes to stitch on, but I did it. I'm very proud of myself. This is, again, I spoke about this in my first one, like how I have this like craft ego where I'm like, I can do that, no problem. I do it with DIY as well. And when I saw that it was only like 1,200 stitches, I was like, that'll be done in like 2 days. It wasn't. It took me 13.5 hours over 7 days to stitch. And the green, there's 2 greens and there's 2 colours in this moon, and one of those colours is brought down into this skeleton. They are from the recommended DMC floss. However, this colour was not in these places, so the green is in the correct place, but I have changed everything else. So the heart, the moon, the flowers and the skulls were all this like copper red colour, and honestly I thought these were full moons until I got the pattern and then realised they were skulls. And as I stitched it, you couldn't tell, like you couldn't tell there was 2 colours. So I sat for a few days, really worked out what I wanted to do, and I changed the colour scheme up. So the pinks were not in the cord floss, the greys or the silvery grey certainly weren't. And these 2 colours here were part of the 3 colours in the wording. And I just, yeah, I zhuzhed it all up. The back was also supposed to be green, and I did them pink to kind of match the symmetry. I'm not sure. But yeah, again, in my first video, I spoke about, like, I have really rigid thinking sometimes, and I'm a right stickler for rules, and the pattern says this, so the pattern is, you know, gospel. And for me to really push myself out of my comfort zone with this, and for something that means so much to me, super, super proud. So yeah, I got it done in time for my 2-year anniversary, and it was lovely. It was really, really lovely, and I'm ever so proud of it. If you do want to know the colours, please just ask me on Instagram. I mean, feel free to ask below as well, but yeah, if you'd like to know, I do recommend this stitch. I think it's gorgeous. I'll show you the little skull if I can get in there with his little teethies. But yeah, very, very proud of that. Oh, I'm sorry, it's very, very hot. I'm gonna have a swig of drink, which also, I'm drinking a cup of tea. And I don't know if this is like an old wives' tale or anything like that, but my gran, she always used to tell me, like, when I was hot, have a hot drink because it will cool you down. And I just remember I used to look at her and think, you absolute nutter, like, what are you talking about? But is there any truth to that? If there is, let me know. I mean, there must be. I'm drinking a cup of tea as we talk. So this is my big FFO, right? She's coming, and I'm very, very, very proud of her. So I'm going to tell you the details first before I show her. It's Lover's Quote by the Gilded Moth, who is also under the handle Gilded Moth Patterns, I think on Etsy and Instagram. I stitched this on 14 count black Ada because I clearly just like to stress myself out. It took 19.5 hours over 11 days, which has, in a fun way, like in a dramatic way, has annoyed me. And it was only 1 colour of DMC, which is 3045. Yeah, so this is it. and I love it. I'm so proud of it. And yeah, this has been stitched for mine and Jason's 10-year anniversary of meeting each other. So we will have been married 8 years this year, and we're together 10 years on the 3rd of June. And I love it. Excuse me. I spent ages trying to find a pattern that I felt was us, to stitch for our 10-year anniversary. And there were a couple, like there were some lovely ones by the Witchy Stitcher, like the crows in the graveyard and all of that. There were some other ones on Etsy I stumbled across, but I'm not very cutesy like that, and Jason isn't either. Like, this is definitely more our aesthetic and that kind of thing. And I was starting to think that I wouldn't stumble across a stitch, and was getting a bit like, not frustrated, that's not the right word, but just a bit like, oh, it's not going to happen, so maybe I'll have to decide on one of the others. And then I saw this on Etsy and I showed it to Jason and I was like, what do you think? And he was like, that's the one, like, that's us. The saying is lovely. And it just says, I would recognise you anywhere, in anybody, in any lifetime. And I've customised it as well, which again, pushing against that rigid thinking. There is a J, a H, and then 2016 down the bottom for obviously our initials and the year that we met. And I'm just obsessed with it. I'm so proud of it. And I did the back. Yeah, I just really proud of. There's booze fur all over it at the minute because I took the glass out, but I'm so proud of it. And what else is super lovely about this is Jason has actually stitched on it himself. So he stitched the eye in Lifetime, and the fact that both of us worked on it is just, I don't know, it's lovely. It makes me smile so much when I look at it. And this is what I was saying earlier. I'm just going to pop it down to the side. Me and Jason haven't really done anything big to celebrate our anniversaries for quite some time now, because of me, really, and my inability to plan, because I get into a spiral sometimes. Once the intrusive thought takes hold, generally speaking, it's game over. I have the most intrusive thoughts about the most horrific things happening, because my brain will convince me that I have dared to do something nice to myself, or, if something good has happened that I'm proud of. So for me to actively work on this leading up to the 3rd of June, to share little glimpses of it on Instagram in my stories. I never shared any like progress shots on the timeline because my head was like, if you do that, something bad will happen. And to have it done and to personalise it all before the 3rd of June is massive. It is absolutely massive. And even as I'm talking about it, I can feel my chest getting tight and my head is screaming at me that something really bad will happen, but it won't. And we're focusing on the positive. So I was so excited to share it. Yeah, I haven't shared it online yet on Instagram, like the finished form, because of what I've just spoke about. But I was umming and ahhing even up until a minute ago. I was like, I don't know whether I'm going to be able to, but I have. And we're making progress. Small steps. Small steps. So, yeah. So then my finishes. And I have one new start by Little Guinea Stitching, and it is the World Cup tournament tracker if you're into football. And these are the wonderful colours that Graham chose. They're so happy. I love it. And I love floss drops. And also, I made this gadget. I know you can buy these, but my money is a bit tight. So, yeah, I made this to help me do these, just out of a cereal box. If you're interested in making one yourself, you can make it any size you want. Like I said, I know you can buy them and they'll be a lot more sturdy than this flimsy thing, but I'd rather spend money on floss and fabric at the minute than on a gadget. So I DIY'd it. But yeah, the fabric is 28 count even weave in Guinea green. I'll show you what it's supposed to look like first, if you bear with me. So this is the finished article, but obviously you will have the football teams as the games get won. And this, I'm so behind. This is what I've got so far. So that, and the football starts on the 11th of June, and it's only, the World Cup's only just over a month. So yeah, I've got some serious catching up to do, but it is what it is. That's my favourite saying at the moment. It is what it is. It'll get done when it's done. But yeah, this is a lovely thing that me and Jason can do together. I used to love football. I'm not so much a follower anymore. Jason is. And we're Arsenal supporters. If that upsets anybody or makes anybody happy, that's who we support. But yeah, I'm looking forward as like a thing we can do together. He can watch it, I can stitch, and yeah, it's just a nice little thing we can do together. I do want to say, Graham, you should be charging more for your patterns. Like, this is not even half of the instructions that Graham has put together for this project. There's a lot of backstitch. There's a lot of lining up. Oh, what have I stuck to? There's a lot of lining up, like the football names, not so much here, but in the boxes as you progress. And he's literally done a step-by-step of everything that you would need to know. And it's just incredible, the work that has gone into the patterns. And yeah, I would have paid double for it. I really would. So charge more. That's that. I'm enjoying stitching on it. The little bit I've done, but I am enjoying stitching on it, and hopefully I'm going to get some more done today, this evening, when it cools down a bit and I'm not a big sweaty blancmange of a person. So I had, when I did the first video, I was talking about, I had the Snails Hollow stitch along, I had Lola Crow's Museum After Midnight stitch along to do, and the sober stitch, it wasn't a stitch along, but the sober stitch that I did by Witchy Stitcher. And when the football tracker come out, that shifted my priority of what I want to stitch first, because like I said, the football starts on the 11th of June. I think the World Cup's on the 19th of July, something like that. So the other stitch alongs, I can catch up with them. The football one, not so much. So the football one, now the anniversary stitch has been completed, the football one has now become my priority, if that makes sense. So I have worked on Snails Hollow, which I will probably still work on here and there just to break up the football one a little bit. But they are here. So far I've done 3,086 stitches, give or take. I find it really hard to work it out on markup because each bit comes out as its own section. It's not like an overall thing. So roughly 3,086. I'm sure everybody knows by now, but this is Snails Hollow stitch along by the Stitch Crypt, and I'm stitching it on 32 count Murano in vintage brown marble, which I think I messed up last time and called it something else, but it's vintage brown marble, and I love it. Look at the cute little snails and the little butterfly. There will be a little hedgehog dude down here as well, which I've just started his legs, but I love it so much. And I've been stitching this while we've been rewatching Bad Girls. I don't know if you're from the UK, there was a TV drama back in the late 90s, early 2000s called Bad Girls, like a prison drama. And we've been rewatching it, and I've been stitching this. And I've taken a break from watching it because I enjoy stitching it while we're watching it. But yeah, that's what I've been stitching as I've been doing that. there is a little mistake. Where is it? His tushy isn't big enough. So this one over here has all the bum, and this one's missing a little bit of bum. And when I got to here, because I stitched the wording first, I was like, something's wrong. Like, what's happening? I recounted this brown, I'm not joking, about 15, 20 times until I realised that he's put himself on a little diet and his bum's not big enough. So I will unpick him and make his tushy a little bit bigger. I know I don't have to, but it will annoy me because I'm just that type of person sometimes. But yeah, that will be last minute. I'm not doing that when I've got all the other lovely bits to stitch. So yeah. Like I said, Museum After Midnight got put on hold, but I did want to correct the fabric because I got that wrong last time as well. So I will be stitching it on vintage grey marble, 32 count again. And it's a lovely fabric, this fabric. Like, I really like it. I did want hand dyed, but such is life. Like, we can't always have what we want. And I have all the floss. I haven't kitted it up yet. Like, well, I haven't put it on floss drops yet, but all the floss in here. In this lovely box. Such a cute box. So I will be doing that as and when. I'm going to have another swig of drink. So, purchases and plans, I think I'll talk about briefly next. So I've had 2 purchases and I was enabled. I think the first person I saw one of these patterns from was Leah, and then Pam from Daisy Craft. I want to make sure that I've got that. Yeah, I'm pretty certain they both have shared this pattern. If I'm wrong and have just imagined that, I do apologise, but these are paper patterns which I don't usually buy, by Silver Creek Samplers, and one is called When Life Is Done. I'm really sorry, I should have got this out before. And the other one is called Rainbow Crossing. Again, apologies for noise. Oh, you're well and truly stuck. So we have had lots of fur babies, both Jason and I together, separately. And yeah, Boo had a sister called Zelda, and she devastatingly passed away last year from cancer before she turned 5, and it was heartbreaking because they were bonded siblings. And yeah, I've lost a lot of pets, but they've all been sort of 18 to 20. To lose her so young and so randomly as well. Like, we took her to the vet and the vet was convinced that she was fine. We were kind of convinced that she was fine, and then we took her back because she didn't get any better, and he ran bloods and was just like, yeah, it's not good. And I miss her terribly. I miss all of my cats. I've had Minxie, Trixie, Mog, Zelda. I've had loads of hamsters. I've had rats, mice, you name it. I've got a tortoise as well, just randomly throwing it out there, who is 72. He was my mum's tortoise. Yeah, so he's an old boy. But anyway, this I thought would be really fitting as a little stitch to do for them. Lots of people don't like this, but I do keep my pets' ashes. I couldn't think not. We're in private rent at the moment. If I ever owned somewhere, if I was ever fortunate enough to own anywhere, I would potentially sort of make them a little thing. But for now, they're with me. And I thought this would be lovely to go with them. And in a similar fashion, I lost my lovely mummy nearly 10 years ago. It'll be 10 years next year, and I've never made anything. And I saw this, and I can't read it out because I'll cry. But I thought this would be a very nice tribute to stitch for her. So yeah, I've got plans with the fabric. I've seen Stony Bank Creations. I've probably messed it up, but I'll put a little doodad if I have. They've just bought out, because my mum loved pink, okay? She was obsessed with pink everything. And like even at her funeral on the things, I've forgotten what they're called, services, we actually had like Viva La Pink. Yeah, so I was thinking pink fabric and maybe like a variegated pink floss. Oh, hello, butterfly. It's my mum. Yeah, so I was thinking pink fabric and variegated pink floss. Sorry, so she is fluttering at the window. She's gorgeous. Oh, bye-bye. And I couldn't find like a pink that was really catching my eye. And then, or there was like a lot of blue mixed in with them, like not tie-dye. You'll know what I mean. You know, the mixed coloured fabrics. Some of them were having like blue and yellow and that kind of stuff. And I was like, it's not really what I'm after. And then Stony Bank Creation, I hope I'm saying the right person, come out with Shepherd's Delight and Shepherd's Mist or something like that. And literally one of them looks perfect for this one and the other one looks perfect for this. So yeah, that's my plan. This one, I think I'm definitely going to keep the colours here. I don't know about the words. I think it will depend on what the fabric looks like. I might not use black though. I will say that. I might change that up a smidge. But yeah, paper passions. Who would have thought? But I'm getting so enabled by people, especially Pam. Pam had a video. I'm going to talk about her again in a minute anyway in my shout outs. But she had a video that was like 2.5 hours long and I was overjoyed. I was like, yes. And there was somebody else, Hannah, who again I'm going to talk about in a minute. And I'm not joking. These videos, even if they're sort of long, and I'm air quoting that because to me they're not, I love it. Double it, sometimes triple it, because I'm pausing, I'm going back, I'm listening, I'm finding out, you know, I'm writing down what the pattern is or the designer and going back, and it takes hours and I absolutely love it. But yeah, so they're my plans. I also won Caterpillar Cross Stitches giveaway and you could, yeah, knock me down with a feather over it. I'm so chuffed to bits. And yeah, I've won their stitch along. And I think I got a notification that it's out for delivery and be here next week, so I'll share it in the next video. But yeah, I'm overjoyed. I was telling myself you are not allowed to buy another stitch along. Stop it. Like, no, naughty. And then they put up the competition and I was like, well, winning isn't buying, is it? So I'll try. And I forgot about it. And when the notification come through on Instagram, I thought they'd done one of those, like, you know, tagging everybody, and I nearly ignored it. And then I noticed it said like at House of Hood, clicked on it and I was like, oh, well, thank you. But it's, the question was like, what is your favourite Halloween outfit? And mine doesn't exist yet, but it will. And I think it will, especially now that I won the competition. But I basically said that I wanted to turn my wheelchair into a giant pirate ship and dress up as a pirate and go whizzing around just sort of shouting "arr" at people. And I think it might have to be done now. Yeah, we've got manifest. We're going to manifest this into existence. So yeah, in terms of plans, other than that, it is my birthday on the 17th of June and I've started to learn on YouTube that people do birthday starts. And obviously, because of the football stitch and all of that, that's a bit, I'm not sure what to do. However, I do have Love Poppets Night Riders, which Jason bought me for my birthday last year, that I haven't started. So I was considering maybe starting that for my birthday stitch. I'm not too sure, because I have asked for some cross stitch bits for my birthday, but it's a surprise. So, you know, I might not get anything to do with that, and that's absolutely fine. But it's a possibility. So I will let you know in my next video if I do start anything. But for now, I might be starting Love Poppets Night Riders. So if you would like to join me in starting that in June, there's no commitment, there's no time frame to finish it or anything like that. But if you'd like to join me as a birthday start, let me know. Like, just let me know. But beyond that, there's no concrete plans. I have asked for, like, one of the things I put on my list for my birthday, for Jason to sort of choose from or help him out a little bit, was Gamer Nouveau. I can't remember the designer. I think the original kit was done by Gecko Rouge. It doesn't exist anymore. I looked high and low for it. But yeah, the pattern is only like £8 or something like that. In my first video, I was telling you guys that when I first started cross stitch, I was of the headspace that, oh, I finished one thing, I'm now on full coverage, and got humbled very, very quickly. Similar to the caterpillar cross stitch thing, I was kind of thinking, if I put it on my birthday list, if Jason chooses it, then, you know, I just have to try and stitch it. So we'll see. I'm quite nervous in case he does pick it, because I wouldn't even know where to begin, but we'll deal with it as and when that happens. Like I said, I put lots of cross stitch stuff on there, so I don't know whether I'm like secretly manifesting to get it. Like, well, we need to name my craft ego. Like, I have one for PMDD called Janine. So like when I get really, really bad intrusive thoughts, we call that Janine. I need one for my crafter's ego, because she's fierce. Like, she really is fierce. And like Mimi, I'm sitting here like, I don't want to stitch it, it's scary. And she's in my head like, you can do that. Like, it's a breeze. You'll get it done in no time. It's like me with flat pack furniture. It's terrible. Or how I used to be with flat pack. Anyway, I am waffling. I have got lots of shout outs to do, because like I said, I had intended to do a video a lot sooner, and I was kind of writing people down, and then yeah, we're here and there's lots of people to now talk about. But anyway, the first person I'm going to shout out is actually my lovely friend Claire, who isn't on YouTube and she isn't really on Instagram, but she has been my best friend for the best part of 20 years. She is the reason why I am now cross-stitching. She tried for many, many years. Again, it's all sort of discussed in my first video if you want to go and watch that. But yeah, I'm finally here with her on the journey. And I'm going to put a picture in, because obviously I don't have this, but it's gorgeous. She also bought the Witchy Stitcher book, and she has been stitching on Dracula's Castle. And she didn't want to do it on black, so she hand dyed a piece of Ada. I think she did it on 14 count. I will double check with her. And it's purple and I think a bit of blue. It's gorgeous, whatever it is. It's absolutely incredible. And yeah, I will insert a picture because it deserves all of the love. Yeah, super proud of her finish, and it was her first time dyeing fabric and all of that. So lots of fun watching her go through that project. And then I'm going to do my YouTube shout outs. First of all, I'm going to say to people who have messaged me on Instagram, if you are watching this now, this second video, I'm not going to name names in case you don't want to be followed, because some of you don't seem to sort of, I guess, share like actively, if that makes sense. But to every single person who has messaged me on Instagram, you are wonderful. And I have so much love for you all, and just thank you. So there's my mini shout out. Like I said, I don't want to give names without asking or anything like that, because I don't think that's appropriate. But you should know who you are. And yeah, just know that you've really put a massive smile on my face and made me feel so incredibly welcome. And yeah, lots of love to all of you. So everybody else that I'm going to shout out has a YouTube channel. So Leah, who, again, I mentioned her in the last video and she wasn't posting online when I did my last video, but she's back. Yay! But she has had a name change. So on Instagram and YouTube, I believe, she is now Leah's Crafty Chapters. So she's come away from just talking about cross-stitch stuff, and there's crochet, there's book reviews. I think there's been a bit of sewing and stuff like that. She's recently got back into doing some cross stitch, but I'm just chuffed she's back. I love her videos. I love listening to her natter, and yeah, it's just great. It's just great. I feel like we were manifesting. We were like, bring Leah back, and she came back. So very, very happy. And her crochet progress it's impeccable. Like, yeah, in her return video, I think she was saying she didn't think she'd done very well, and I'm like, you've done amazing. It's, yeah, loads of stuff. There's a giant crochet willy that's being made, which I now feel enabled to make to match the penis mood cycle. If you want to know more about that, again, last video explains it a bit more. But yeah, go and check. That's Leah's crafty chapters. I'll link everybody down below as well. But I love Leah's videos, I really do. And she is married to Graham from Little Guinea Stitching. So yeah, it's just lovely, lovely couple. Pam from Ditsy Daisy Crafts, who I just wanted to say is just such a wonderful person. I haven't sort of directly messaged Pam yet. I haven't had the confidence to do that, but there was a lovely message that we exchanged under each other's YouTube videos, and watching Pam is like my comfort zone on YouTube. I absolutely adore her videos, and I just feel like I'm sitting there with her with a cup of tea, all cozy, going through her stitchy collection. I love it. I love it. And yeah, just the 2.5 hour video, I highly recommend it. I was so enabled, and my list of like projects that I want to collect and commit to is ever growing and slightly terrifying, but you know, we'll get there. So that's Pam from Ditsy Daisy Crafts. Becky from Becky B Crafty. So she gave me a shout out, I think, in one of her videos, and she was also talking about a game that she plays, and just it's called Balatero. I think I'm pronouncing that right. It's a card game, and it's manic. But yeah, I love it, and I love all of Becky's projects. I love the chattiness of her videos, and I think her cat is called Hamilton. Yeah, and he was like making an appearance and reminded me of but cats, dogs, goldfish, hamsters, guinea pigs. I don't care. Bring them into your videos because I love it. So yeah, giving Becky a shout out. The German stitcher, so Martina, we've sort of spoken back and forth a little bit. Nothing drastic. Again, I'm still trying to work on my confidence talking to people, but I really, really love Martina's videos and all the projects they're working on, and project bags. They've got so many project bags that they've made. And yeah, I just wanted to say as well, I'm really sorry that Stitch North didn't happen, because that sucks, and I know you were really excited about it in your video and everything, so I'm really sorry about that. But go and check the German Stitcher out. Who else? Where am I? Where am I? I've lost my trail. Do forgive me. Catherine from Arabella Pumpkin Stitches, who I think is relatively new to YouTube, but yeah, lovely projects. I love all the hauls. I've been super enabled once again, and just yeah, I really like her vibe and just how natural she comes across on camera and everything. It's just, yeah, lovely. I do genuinely feel like I'm just sitting there beside everyone with a cup of tea, like, oh, show me that project. I love it. So yeah, Arabella Pumpkin Stitches on YouTube and Instagram, I believe. So go and check out Catherine. Hannah's Happy Space, again, totally enabled by Hannah. So many beautiful whips that you need to go and check out. And yeah, again, I just love Hannah's vibe, and she gave me a very lovely shout out. And a lot of the shout outs I've received, because I'm not very technically abled, they've been a lovely surprise. I've just been like, oh, somebody's uploaded a video, and I've gone to watch it and I've heard my name and I'm like, little old me. So I really do appreciate the love that everybody has given me, and yeah, I'm enjoying all of your videos regardless. I got a couple more. I am sorry, I've got a lot of love to share today. So Katie from the Wandering Foot, who she gave me a wonderful shout out and just made me feel so welcome, and just made me feel better about me being me, I think is the right way of putting it. And the fact that I've chosen to try and just not mask and be myself on camera as much as possible. And yeah, I love Katie's videos in general, but they introduced the idea, not to me directly, this was in a video, but if you're into like board games, Dungeons and Dragons, that kind of stuff like I am, there's like this whole concept of like D&D plus cross stitch, which has blown my mind. And it's not their invention, I don't know of another way to word that, but there's something called Mylestönn Manor, I think I'm pronouncing that correctly. If you go to Katie's video, I will try to link the original person who came up with this concept because it's genius, but I will also link Katie's video. And I need to do it. I can't quite wrap my head around whip-go and all of that yet. I'm still trying to learn some of these things. And I know they're not necessarily difficult to understand, but for me, learning something new with everything else in cross-stitch still being pretty new to me, it can get a bit overwhelming. And also, I can find it sometimes turns to feel like work, and then I'm put off of it. This whole Mylestönn Manor thing, it's genius. You have a floor plan, you have characters, your cross stitches are like the villains, and you set yourself goals, and if you complete so many stitches, it takes like a hit point away from the... It's genius. And yeah, if you're a bit nerdy like I am, go and check that out, because it's fantastic. And then I've got Macy from the Crafty Magic of Macy, and I'm genuinely surprised that they don't have more followers. I absolutely love their videos. Just they're not as long, I think, as some other people's are, including myself, but they're just very comforting to watch. So definitely go and check out Macy. And then last but not least, the lovely Jess from Cross Stitch Jess, who I have spoken to on Instagram because she very kindly messaged me first, and she's wonderful. She really is. It's been a joy nattering to her, and I've felt myself be able to sort of unmask a little bit more and feel a bit more comfortable in being me and just being like, sod it, people will either like me or they won't, and that's absolutely fine. But yeah, I've always loved Jess's videos. I've always been too scared to message her, and yeah, she messaged me, and yeah, we've been nattering back and forth ever since. So I think we're going to try and plan to meet up to go to a retreat together. She very kindly offered to sort of be there to help and sort of guide me with that, which is wonderful. So I know you probably all know Jess, but massive shout out to her and to lovely Alfie, because I do love Alfie. But yeah, that is everything. So I say I'm not up to much for the rest of the month. I plan on doing my stitching. My brother's coming down for my birthday, which I'm super excited about, and our friend Lee is also coming to stay over that time. We've ordered a wheelchair attachment for my a trike attachment for my wheelchair so that I can get out a bit more, which I'm super excited about. That should be here hopefully the beginning of June. I'm not holding my breath, but you know, it will be here in June at some point. Yeah, and then hopefully I can get out to hobbycraft, because I do struggle going out being pushed by Jason. I do self-propel, but I get very exhausted very quickly. So having a power attachment on the front, I've got plans of whizzing around hobbycraft and buying all the floss and all the fabric to make lots more project bags. I would like to try and do a giveaway at some point, because yeah, I flew over 1,000 subscribers, and like I said, I wasn't expecting it. I had 500 subscribers. I'd been on 500 blah, 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 put my teeth in. I've been on 500 subscribers for years from my planner kind of content, and then poof, overnight it just, yeah, I wasn't expecting it. Otherwise I would have done I would have said something before. So yeah, maybe when I've made a few more project bags or give away a pattern, I'm not sure. I'll figure it out, and maybe we'll chat about that in my next video. But yeah, I hope to be back at the end of June to give you an update on me stitching and all of that good stuff. And for now, just thanks again if you've got to the end of this video, which I can't believe, bloody hour nearly again, but we'll just expect it from now on, shan't we? And then there's less pressure on me to try and condense my flow of consciousness. But yeah, I will be back in the end of June. I hope you all stay safe in the heat. If you like the heat, I hope you're enjoying it. If you don't like it, indoors, fans, lots of cold water and ice poles and ice cream. And yeah, until next time, just remember you are worthy and you are loved. And I'll speak to you soon. Bye.